Hey boys, Hector here. Cape Town, 2 days, first test, Durban. We're going to do it. Yes. Are we going to do it? Access
Hang on a second. Cut.
Let yourself go!
Okay, Hector, hang on a second.
Sorry, do you mind?
Bit more energy, take it again, bit more energy. Come on, that's snappy, bit more energy, come on. And action!
Hector here, 2 days, Durban, doing loads of that, into the camera, waving my arms about for no reason. I'll tell you something, 2 days, Hector here, Cape Town, let yourself go!
And cut, and I'm not from fucking Dundalk.
To play for your country is great, and to represent the British Irish Lions is just phenomenal. It's a unique occasion.
The whole tour is just a huge challenge, and you know, all the boys have just got to dig in.
We might never see these blokes come back here again, and this is our one chance to have a look at them.
They've been waiting for you to come for 4 years. They want to get into you so bad.
Where did you get that shirt, by the way?
The British Lions.
The British and Irish Lions.
The British Lions.
Tom Cross! Are you wearing that for a bet?
The British and Irish Lions.
That's exactly it. The British Lions.
I really do think that the British and Irish Lions have a fantastic side and a really, really good opportunity of making a few upsets.
It's going to be a tough tour, but I back us 2-1.
Have a look at this, baby. This is the Lion Chaser. For the next 3 weeks, lads, this is our house. Oh, this is it now, Risteárd.
Our mobile studio, Hector.
This is where we're going to be. Look at this, the cooker. The guests can sit down here. We get all this nicely done. We'll pimp it up.
Here we go.
Lads, we'll have to do the ceremonial song. Lions, 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 lions.
Ian McGeechan, rugby genius, wise old owl.
Colin Murray. Position, offside.
Malcolm, open side banker.
Alistair Donaldson, mind your own business. Berkey, hi girls. Sheriff ahead. Locked.
As well for you lads, the fucking country's in a recession, and there you are down there spending your money when you should be up here spending it. I hope you have a desperate time down there.
This looks like the core of the World Cup winning squad who've stayed around and managed their game time and their careers specifically to round off their careers by beating the Lions. I mean, look at it from their point of view. You win a World Cup, you win a couple of Super 14 titles of your Blue Bulls, and then you beat the Lions. I mean, that pretty much completes the set, doesn't it?
I have a feeling that the opening exchanges are going to be dominated by the Lions just because, you know, they've played together most recently. But I think the physicality of the home team and the fact that we're playing at home and the momentum of being the world champions will see us win at the end.
If you win the first test match, you only have to win 50% of the rest. If you lose it, you've got to win 100%.
It's a huge mental thing, isn't it?
Massive mental thing. And that's why the first test is everything.
I've just bumped into ex-Irish coach and now American coach Eddie O'Sullivan. Eddie, you're... Yeah.
Give me skin, Hector.
How you doing now, bro?
You're bro.
Yeah,
not too close.
Good. Tell me this. The Lions tour 2005 was a shambles. The spirit was all wrong. Too many players. And now look at this tour. It's a complete turnaround.
Well, I totally disagree with you, obviously. You know, I mean, I think sometimes you see an orange tree, you know, and you got to be careful you don't pick too many oranges out of the tree. Otherwise, you've got no juice left, you know. But I think on this tour, he's actually picked too few players. You know, I think on the tour in 2005, we picked the exact amount of players. The spirit was fantastic. Maybe not amongst the players, but certainly amongst the coaches. Jeez, we had a great time in New Zealand.
The Welsh and the Irish particularly would be regarded as being essentially good tourists. And it's unusual how often they provide the captains as well. Although I do think you've got to give the English credit for being, like, when it's a strong English, it's usually strong Lions.
I met this Irish man called Hector. Yes, he's all right. Looks a little bit like a tablecloth.
I think part of the trouble with the Lions is that we analyse it too much. You know, I think we worry too much about how to get one team out of 4 nations.
I'm just a bit worried that they might have to bring over some other Celt, but it was hard enough as it is, dear.
I think, you know, rugby basically appeals to people of a very similar mentality. and they'll get on.
6 Welsh, 5 Irish, 4 English, and not a Scotsman in sight.
As you all know, there is not one Scotsman in the entire Test 22, but I would just like to explain that I am a very, very proud Scot. We just happen to be shit at rugby.
So the team's announced and we all dissect and then we write down our test team. We're all Irish journalists. And I looked over and there was about 15 English journalists with one guy in the centre and a pad, and they were obviously doing the same thing. And then there was this group of Welsh journalists over and they were all doing the same. And in the other corner was just this kind of empty space, kind of symbolic of Scotland. It's sad, really. I actually think it's sad.
Jesus Christ, this is an absolute nightmare. I've spent 2 years scrimping and saving to make this trip. I come all the way down to South Africa for the first test, and there's not one Scotsman in the entire fucking squad! Jesus!
Next up, the Shark Tank Durban, lads. Keep it going.
Hey, Hector! Hector! Wait! Hector, wait! All my high-nows in the back. You need me with you. Derbs is highly dangerous unless you're a trained athlete.
Hector, that thing on the ground, it's actually called the accelerator. Would you put your goddamn foot on it?
Welcome to Durban. This is your Nelson Nev. Turn right. Who taught you to drive, Hector?
I've just arrived in Derbs after an 1,800-kilometre trip from Cape Town in that piece of crap camper van driven by Hector. Every time he turned a corner, I was thrown from one side of the van to the other. Then he decides to stop for an Indian. Curry, that is. I've a hole on me like a Japanese flag. Thanks be to Christ, Toby's dad happens to be a recession-proof billionaire. Time for a little dip, methinks.
A Lele Blue!
We finally made it to Durban in the warm tropical waters of the Indian Ocean after a tense and tiring and long journey in the Lion Chaser. But the big news round here is that John Hayes, the mighty man from Munster, has been drafted into the Lion squad to replace Ewan Murray. Go on, the Bull!
Now, the weather. Pretty bloody hot and intense if you happen to be a lion in Durban.
Anyone want to sell a t-shirts there for the lads that never got a chance? Look, boys, Jerry Flannery, Tomás O'Leary and Alan Quinlan. We will never forget them. Say it to the camera there, boys.
We will never forget them.
They say Jerry Flannery cried when he got the injury. He cried, and they said the last man from Munster to cry after he got an injury was you. Is that true that you cried? Tell us about that. 97, wasn't it?
I didn't make Bally's cry.
Did you not cry?
I did.
Were you not crying?
I was actually happy to come home that time.
How about you, Jerry, lad?
Hector, this Lions tour has started in earnest. The Bull Hayes is on his way to South Africa.
Fantastic.
The Bull Hayes, what is it?
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
That's what he is.
I know. Look at this.
Come on, legend.
Look at that.
Come on,
Look at that.
How
about the Bull, lad?
The Bull Hayes.
Give it up there.
What is it?
He's a legend.
I'll tell you what he is. He's a legend.
Well, first of all, let me goddamn tell you something, right? I'm the coach of the United States of America now. But 4 years ago, I was the assistant coach of the Lions. And obviously didn't go that well for us. We lost the series 3-0. But I thought we had a great opportunity. So the Lions players will know that they have a great opportunity as well tomorrow. They go to bed tonight on the cusp of history. And they have a great chance. They have a superb chance. But it's going to be very interesting this year to see how they respond to the hacker. You know?
It's match day, first test, 10 o'clock in the morning. There's thousands coming up to the stadium, and we've got Pride Place. Look at the Lion Chaser. There's men here, Risteárd Cooper's here. There's men from Tipperary, from the Banner. Look at Trevor Brennan. We'll be talking to him in a minute. In the studio. Have a look around here. This is a mobile studio. We're editing as we go. Rory's in there, Mark's there. Rory, say hello.
Come on, the Lion.
And we've got it all sorted, boys. The T-shirts, the beer, the whole shebang. I've got a bit of breakfast for you here, Trevor.
Grand.
Because I know you might have had a beer last night.
Where's my knife and fork?
No knife and fork in South Africa.
I did have a beer. I had a beer last night. I was coming in last night, nice and early. I was having a few beers with Dowie Morris, Paul Wallace. Into the hotel, 10:30. Who did I meet? Ger Earls, the legend.
So can you lift up your cap there and ask me, is this what Ger Earls did to you in the casino last night? Roscoe, can you see that?
I had a clash of heads with Gary Teichmann, the South African captain, 1996, 97, 98. There was one of them tackles where I couldn't say that I'm going to go in there and clear the ruck out, but I forgot to put my hands up, put the hands in the pockets, and I led with the head, and there you go, and I come off the horse.
So come here, do you see them sticking with them for the first 15 minutes? Half time, do you think the Lions have a real chance today? Because they've been playing the 5 or 6 warm-up matches.
I do. That's where I said the Lions will have the edge today. Is they played 5 or 6 games. Every player who's put on that Lions jersey today will have fucking that bacon is wrong.
Come on, lads, come on, where's your voices?
Oh, you want us to sing?
Hey, you're not from bloody Wales, are you?
The Welsh are the biggest net contributors to the Red Army of Lions supporters. 50% thereabouts.
Is it true there's no recession in Wales?
No, we left in Wales.
All the pundits and commentators said the Lions won't last in the professional era. And yet, as we know, anything that makes money.
And you're looking for the t-shirts for the lads that never got a chance. Large, here's a large. Yeah, there's the first sale on South African soil. It's like a festival here. There's people with barbecues.
It is, yeah.
People
like a band or playing or something.
Yeah, well, I hope you hear that about 12 o'clock tonight will be the same thing.
Really?
No, the party carries on. It's one of the biggest parties, I think, as long as we win.
Yeah. Are you good losers?
So.
So, Gary, Trevor Brown has a huge gash on his forehead, but you seem to be okay.
Yeah, I think he maybe got a bit more of a concussion than he thought because I didn't play that game and maybe he's confusing me.
He's completely confused. He told us he hit you. Trying to get through all the traffic. The red bus is coming, lads. A huge bus with the Lions written on the side of it. Let them know we're here. Look at Ian McGeehan sitting up the front. Come on, McGeehan boy! You lead us.
It is going to be 80 minutes of just car crash collisions right across the pitch. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be fairly brutal.
We've been playing a bit of airy-fairy rugby. Doesn't suit South Africans. No. We'd like to get stuck in, go over the ball.
For the Lions to win, there has to be an inherent weakness in the host nation. I think the Springboks, with a slightly wacky coach, will be very, very good.
And it's all South Africa in the opening exchanges. And John Smith has scored a try for the Springboks, and what a start for the captain. And there's trouble in the scrum. The beast is giving Vickery a torrid time, and yet another penalty to the box. And hEochagáin on the first, but did he touch it down? Extraordinary the layout here. There seems to be a row between Bryce Lawrence and the DMO Christoph Burdos. Is it a 5-meter scrum or is it a 22? And good movement from the Lions. And Brian O'Driscoll cuts through and he passes to Tom Croft, who's over for the score.
The boys have been dominating our pack and they're winning these penalties and they're just scrumming us and getting these points on the board. They're not invincible, but I'll tell you one thing, when you see them when they get the ball out wide to have on them boys, it's danger.
And Heinrich Brousseau is over for another try and the Springboks extend their lead. And Adam Jones being brought on to steady the scrum. And now O'Driscoll, he draws 2 plays and pops it to Tom Croft, who's over for his second try. And the Lions come again, and Mike Phillips is sniping, but did he touch it down? No, he knocked it forward. And here hEochagáin must score. Oh, what a tackle by Mornestein. And de Villiers has emptied his bench too early here. And tried this time for Mike Phillips, but surely too late for the Lions.
Second half has been absolutely fantastic, end-to-end stuff. The Bucks scored again first 5 minutes after the second half, and then the Lions came back. Relentless stuff. The pack came in. Adam Jones much better. Donegal Callum comes in. Matthew Reese plays a blinder. They got the ball wide, scored loads of tries, and it brought it back to 26-21. With a dodgy referee, it's not a bad result. Lads, I saw the game. I was disappointed we didn't get going to the second half. How did you see it?
Phil Vickery, 9 points, lost us a game.
What was happening?
When Adam Jones come on, the game changed.
It was a Welsh
interpretation. We don't know.
Welsh first row then, like you three.
Exactly. Reece, definitely. Gethin Jenkins,
and the ref was man of the match.
Bryce, I had a decision.
Okay, thank you.
The ball was not touching goal. Scrum-fried red.
Was it touch and goal here?
No.
Sorry?
What?
Go on.
No, the ball doesn't touch in goal.
Okay, so it was carried in by red?
Yes, scrum-fried.
Or why scrum 5? Why scrum 5?
Because the green player played the ball later the touchline.
You will play the ball here or in goal?
Yes, scrum-fried.
You need to tell me why, though. Why?
Because the green player played the ball later the...
Yes, but was it in goal?
Yes.
Right, then it's a 22. Thank you.
No. Listen, what?
No.
Come back here. Where are you?
Go ahead.
Listen to me, you fucking Kiwi asshole. It's a fucking scrum fight, you cocksucker.
Thank you.
Merde.
I think the Lions gave the Springboks too much respect in the first half. They were sitting back thinking, this is the world champions, they're going to come with something fantastic, and they didn't really. I think the Springboks capitalised on it. And when the Lions realised what was happening, they were a good couple of points down.
You've been in that dressing room as a Springbok on loads of occasions. What would the Bok dressing room be like after that match?
They would be happy they won. They would take the result, but they look at themselves and say, we ended up fighting for the game in the last 25 minutes. We didn't do ourselves any justice by the way we played. We've now given the Lions the belief that they can beat us. Where in this game they came out there respecting us as world champions. We didn't play like world champions the whole game. We played in stages. The Lions probably now believe more than ever that they can beat the Springbok side.
This is the Sunday Independent, and they're saying here, by then the Lions management team will have sent a missive to Paddy O'Brien, the IRB referee chief, on how Bryce Lawrence, with some help from the Beast, blew victory out of the match.
In a pure clash of one-on-one, the Beast got under him. So he's got him there rather than there, and that just allows him to smash him up into the air.
You say in Britain and Ireland that we Springboks have no spontaneity, no sense of humour, no desire to sing. That is not right. And here is an example. Beast, beast, beast.
I've actually checked Mike Phillips' try from a different angle. It's actually a try. You can see the 2 fingers on the side is still sort of off on the ball.
Huge decision, wasn't it?
Major decision.
Referees are human, and you got to treat them like your girlfriends, spoil them, make them think they're loved, and I'll look after in the field.
Our Father, who art in Durban, lion be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be won in Pretoria as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sin bins, as we forgive those who win against us. And lead us not into hesitation, and deliver us from the beast. Amen. Listen, God, what I really mean to say is, thanks a million for the first test. 80 minutes of great rugby, 3 tries, but for the second test, could we have a better fucking ref, please?
Welcome back to Rugby Club, exclusively live on Sky Sports 1. The Lions are in South Africa, and you can watch it every single step of the way with us here in Rugby Club. Joining me as usual, the panellists, Will Greenwood, Paul Wallace and Dewey Morris. First you, Will Greenwood. What's been your highlight of this tour?
I think the highlight of this tour so far has been the partnership between Brian O'Driscoll and Jamie Roberts. I mean, Jamie Roberts bursting through like a racehorse, and the delicate offloads, fantastic soft hands. And then Brian O'Driscoll just comes right inside him. Fantastic and very, very exciting, I find.
Over to you, Paul. You've been on these tours. Can we expect much changes second test?
Well, it's very difficult to know, isn't it, what they're going to do? I mean, one of the areas they've looked at, is the back row, but I thought my brother David played a very, very good, first test. Been a very, very, very good break. I thought my brother David did very well overall. Very good at the breaks. And I thought my brother David was absolutely superb in a lot of areas of the game. Some vital kind of defensive tackles I thought my brother made. And did I mention the fact that David's my brother?
And finally, Dewey, do you concur? Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, I agree. Couldn't agree more. I agree with everyone.
Back to you, Will. Score on Saturday.
Oh, chance to be a fine thing. Is that an offer, mate? He got you there, mate, didn't he?
Today we've decided to get as close to the Lions as we possibly can, and have a look at this. There's the Lions Hotel. Here's the Lions bus, and across the road is our mobile studio, the Lion Chaser. There's a big storm coming into Cape Town. Tonight's the last midweek match. It's the emerging Springboks, and who's there to steady the ship? It's our captain, Ronan O'Gara. Come on, the Lions.
Ronan, you must be absolutely thrilled.
Oh, it's great, you know, it's a nice honour, all right.
When you received that news, it must have been a career high for you, was it?
Well, I suppose it is in ways, you know. But
Yes, nonetheless, it must be tinged with a little bit of sadness in that you've wrestled the captaincy from your great friend and monster colleague, Paul O'Connell.
Well, that's only for this match. Like, Paul will obviously be captain on Saturday, you know,
Yes,
so it's not...
nonetheless, it must be a huge blow to Paul O'Connell. Thanks, Ronan. Now, some shit music.
You're in Cape Town for a good reason. You're refereeing the emerging box.
I'm looking forward to the game now. Actually, tonight it's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough game. I've given the result on Saturday.
Do you need eyes in the back of your head?
No, I wouldn't say you need eyes in the back of your head. You know, like, they're no different than any other team. You play physical. You don't mind a team that plays physical so long as they don't step across. There's a very fine line, but if they step across the line, you'd like to think that you'd be able to deal with it.
Joining me now is Alistair Donaldson, the only...
Mr. Donaldson, if you don't mind.
Excuse me, Mr. Donaldson, the only surviving Ulster fan on the tour. Mr. Donaldson, call it now. Give me a scoreline tonight in Newlands.
Springboks 16, the British Lions 66 points.
Lions! 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 Look, they will not be forgotten. Quinlan, O'Leary. You just imagine how these feel watching Oprah every morning. They should be here fighting. And I'll tell you one thing, Quinlan won't take shite off Backy's Bota. Hey, come on, lads, here you go. I have mediums, I have mediums.
I work with the Irish Revenue. Are you fucking declaring this? You are?
Inland Revenue. Yeah, I hope you declared your trip. Time here in Newlands, the emerging Springbok have done a lap of honour because in an amazing tournament, when the boys had it wrapped up, the British and Irish Lions were leading 13 points to 6. Then the emerging Springboks scored a late try and a magnificent conversion to tie the game 13-all in a freezing, wet, cold Cape Town.
The most important thing was not to lose, and we didn't lose. We didn't win either, but that's the nature of a draw.
No hassle at all getting in, and nobody's come up to me looking for accreditation. But I haven't seen accreditation around anybody's neck, so it's time to listen to the press conference.
It's a new game, it's a new challenge, and that's what we've got to look at, and that's why we've tried to look at it technically and tactically as a squad.
The huge news is that there's 7 Irish men on the team, and the big news is Rob Kearney starts, Luke Fitzgerald starts, so it's brilliant. Matthew, well done. Quick photo. Well done, man. Cheers. There you go.
Lads, Hector,
Quick
sorry,
photo.
you're going to get the players in trouble.
Why?
Okay.
For what?
Because...
Sure, no, Matthew, I met him in
Yeah,
Wales.
I know.
was in his local fish and chip
I
shop.
know.
Huh?
Thank you.
I'm going to get in trouble.
No, you're not going to get in trouble.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well done, Matthew.
You've got to put yourself in their shoes, and you've got to say, if I want to go to South Africa and win a test series, what have we got to do? And the most important thing is you've got to keep the players focused. They've got to understand what their goal is, what their mission is, how they're going to go about it. So you can understand that element of trying to say, look, guys, stay focused, don't let anything in, let's not let those external influences get in here and distract you. But I think
we must be externally.
We're externally.
I think you are. I think you. In fact, probably we all are.
I need to get some chocolates.
Sure.
For 4 friends of mine. Well, they're not really friends, but I'm trying to become their friend.
Of course.
Now, one of them is for Ian McGeehan. He's head of the team, the Lions tour. So that's for Ian. He's a good, and that's fine. And the next one is for Greg Thomas. He's head of media.
Fine. And do you want to give him a different box?
Yeah.
Also 100?
Yeah, we'll get him a different box because he's
truffles, or would you like liqueurs?
truffles because he's got a big job. He's important.
Fine. Okay,
that's
right,
fine.
sir.
Now, 2 ladies. One is Christine Connolly. She's communications manager, and she's.
Okay,
I'm trying to be her friend, but she doesn't like me.
Okay. No
One of
problem.
those for that lady,
Fine.
yeah.
Okay,
And the next one is Louisa Cheetham, and she's a media manager,
Would you
press
like
conference
the
manager.
seashells?
Yeah, Louisa, I think she's from Cornwall, so she'd like the
That's
seashells.
something different. Would you like me to gift wrap this for you?
Yes, please, and we'll put a little card into them. Thanks, Eunice. Please, can I talk to the Lions. Let's enjoy the chocolates. Hector, that's for Louisa. 7 Irishmen on the test team tomorrow. Isn't this the time to celebrate a golden era of Irish rugby?
Well, look, you've every right to your opinion, Hector, but what I would have to say is this. The fact that there are 7 Irish on the team must mean that the rest of them are pretty bloody useless.
What do you mean? O'Driscoll is there, probably the greatest player ever to come out of...
gracious, would you get a grip of yourself, Hector? Would you get a dose of reality inside
George,
that
you're living in the past. You're always living in the past.
I'm not living in the past. I'm simply stating it as it is. Look at Jack Kyle, a wonderful player, wonderful sidestep, dummy, swerve, in under the posts, magnificent. Tom Ryan, Mick O'Shea.
Who's Mick O'Shea? Who are these people?
Well, people may not have heard about them, but I'd like to point to Mick O'Shea, a devil at the breakdown and a master at the rock.
We were drinking the Shiraz last night, myself and Trevor. Which was going out of fashion.
We said we packed down with each other last Thursday. In this game.
What was that like?
There. Well, you talk, ask
Right,
Mick.
what was it like to get the jersey and the boots on again?
It was great at the time. I'll tell you, he's some tramp, this fella here. He hasn't changed. He hit a fella.
I know.
From a kick-off.
I heard about it.
My God.
He just like, it was like a galloping stallion towards him.
Stallion. And of course, their big second row can stuck a boot in him.
Who came in to help
Who
me?
comes in?
What they all got?
Did you?
Listen, it was like old times.
All right, everybody, please pay attention. This is a very, very important team meeting. Do not talk to either of these 2 men. These men are very dangerous. If they approach you, to talk to you, to interview you, or to have with you what they call the crack, move away. Move away with dignity and speed. Move away like a lion. For these 2 men are shit stirrers.
Colin Murray here from RTE Television Sport. Recognise me now? We are unable to actually talk to the players, but I would imagine if I was to talk to, say, Luke Fitzgerald, it would probably go something like this. Luke, you're chosen on Saturday. They're your first Lions experience, your first taste of a test match. What was your reaction when you heard the great news? I was delighted. Luke Fitzgerald, thank you.
We now know that there's a DVD being made by the Lions people, by a company called Pulse, who obviously have paid, I don't know how much money, to make a DVD.
It's a reprise of Living with the Lions. They're trying to recreate the version in 1997.
And that is why they're not giving us any access to the players at all. So it's like a fork in a road. We're trying to go down the official, they're blocking us, there's a roadblock. We're trying to go down the unofficial, there's a roadblock.
There's always a way.
So we've got to go into a field and cross over the bridge and go under the river and come in the other side. Are you with me?
That's a beautiful analogy.
Let's come up with a couple of plans.
I love you,
and
Hector.
see how we get on.
I love you.
I love your work as well. Say goodbye to Cape Town.
Bye-bye, Capey.
Thanks a million for the lift, Hector, even if it did take 44 hours from Cape Town. Oh my God, nice parking.
Thanks, Burke, sir.
Right, this is Spicer's dad's place. His old man's, yeah, he's into mining.
Oh man, it's awesome, brilliant,
Hector,
Burke.
listen, thanks a million and all that for the lift, but he specifically said no culchies.
Burkey, I brought you all the way from Cape Town.
Thanks a lot, Hack. Bye.
Burkey!
See you at the match.
I've come down to a local Sangoma here because we need a blessing. The Lions need some luck, and this is a fortune teller, a very powerful person in the community. Can you please ask him who will score the first try on Saturday?
Le ndoda icela nezibuziso ifuna ukwazi nokuthi ubani ozokora ulento yokuqala itrial ngoSaturday.
Umuntu ozokora igoli lokuqala yindoda emnyama.
What's he saying?
He said the guy who's gonna score is Rob Kane.
Rob Kearney? Yes. Ask them, how does the Lions stop the big man, Bakis Bota? How do you stop the big Boka?
Athi manje ucela ukwazi ukuthi umstopa kanjani lokuthi angakhona ukora le ndoda eSpringbok angayistopa kanjani ukuthi ngakora.
Bakis Bota.
To kick him in the balls.
That's very enough.
A guy like Bucky's, we used to say that him and I were very similar because I'm an English South African and he's an Afrikaans South African. So I used to polarize people and he just pulverized them.
There's Bucky's coming out in the name of the Lord. I strike thee down. Just come out and out-Bible him. Or you go say, I'm a Buddhist.
Oh,
yeah. Bucky's.
Peace.
Hit me and it's eternal damnation for you, my son.
Yeah.
They're passionate in Durban about the rugby, but you haven't seen anything. Wait till you get to Pretoria.
Do you have hankies? A lot of hankies. Do you have hankies? I hope so.
If you thought Saturday's one was good, well, I tell you, wait till you see this Saturday. They're absolutely mental about it there.
Have a look at this. The South African crew have done us proud. The line chasers here, beer, barbecue. But where are we? We're right in the shadow of the stadium. That's the Loftus Versfeld. Now come on, the Irish and British Lions.
The Lions have a good track record here. You know, 4 times they played here, they won 3. And when it's jam-packed, you'll feel the atmosphere. It's very intimidating.
How do you kill a lion?
Yeah.
Slowly! Slowly! You don't shoot it in the heart, you shoot it in the stomach.
Give us your prediction. How do you see the game going first?
Maybe a tight first 5 minutes, and after that we'll score 3 tries and take a series.
Just give me the prediction for the game.
What was?
I think it's going to be a massive game, but I think it's going to be a closer game many people think.
I hope the referee then understands the rules of the games better than last week, and I hope then that Backy's Boda doesn't hold Brian O'Driscoll down and give him 3 tubs in that. And you know what? If we had 5 more minutes and scored those tries, we would be going in here with a 1-0 win. So with a little bit of Irish luck today, you guys are toast.
But I think if Brian hadn't had his hand in Bucky's pants, he might not have hit him.
Backy had the Bible in his pants, not his cock.
If they hit the ground running today, they could be very dangerous. You know, I mean, you guys know about big stadiums. I mean, you know, Croke Park, where they've been playing now, even Lansdowne Road at full swing is amazing. This is our equivalent, you know, this is the Highveld. This is guys looking back 100 years and saying, we were there. Oh, exactly.
We'll say we were there.
The famous Marvin Hagler quote is to starve the doubt and feed the faith, and that's what they really need to do.
I think they run out, they fire up, they know it's the last lifeline, they'll play for survival. But the Boks will have a psychological advantage. I mean, they pulled it off last week. So the Lions in the back of their minds will know they could have won that one. Their spirits will still be high, but they know it's survival time. They need to win this one. But the Boks can clinch it, boys. This is Loftus.
And the game is only 2 minutes old, but Skolkberger has been sin-binned for eye gouging. And Stephen Jones with a beautiful offload to Rob Carney. And Carney goes for the line, and it's a great try. A first try for the Lions to Rob Carney. And Peterson strikes back immediately for the Springboks. And another 3 points to the Lions from the boot of Stephen Jones.
16 points to 8 here half-time. Unbelievable start for the Lions. They went 10-0 up. Brilliant try in the corner from Carney, who's having a brilliant game. Stephen Jones' boot is there, kicking penalties, drop goal at the end, and then the boys get a consolation penalty near the end. 16 points to 8 here, high up in the Highveld, right in this game. It's a completely different Lions team, and the Irish boys are playing their part.
And the clash of heads there between Jenkins and Brian Havana, and Jenkins is off. Adam Jones now in trouble, and the Lions have lost both their props. And Brian Havana goes through the Lions defence like a knife through butter. A wonderful try. And Shakfuri going over, but has he made the line, or was it in touch? The referee has given the try. And the clock running down, but Stephen Jones has a chance to equalise, and he's made it. But Angara tackles Furi in the yard, and it's a penalty to the Springboks.
Comes down to this, it's an amazing game of rugby after 80 minutes. The clock is gone, this is the last kick of the game. He's well inside, he's about 10 metres inside his own half. Straight bang in the middle of the pitch. The whole of South Africa is willing this to go over.
And Mornestein lines it up. He's made it! What a kick!
Springbok have stolen it. Stephen Jones put us equal here. And then right at the net, Springbok has just won it. He's won it. The Springbok have won the series. It's all over.
And I want to see that footage again of that try in the last few minutes, because to me that was in touch, and I want to see it again.
My little boy played anyway, so don't.
Who's that?
Alan Wynne, second row.
He is not. Are you Mr. Wynne Jones?
No, Tim Jones.
Are you Tim Jones?
Yeah.
Are you the father of Alan Wynne Jones? Well done. Well done. Legend. Is this a real one? This is it now?
This is it.
This is live here outside the Blue Bull Stadium in Pretoria.
I would do.
Jesus Christ, lads, give them a round of applause. He's after proposing on camera. Yay!
Well, I mean, it's an absolute disaster, isn't it? An absolute disaster. I mean, we spent months and months and months and months and months and months and months of planning and preparation. Been working on our scrum for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then we finally get it right. Then we lose both our fucking props. It's a fucking disaster.
I know the result didn't go away, but that for me, honestly, was possibly the best match I've seen at club or international level for 10 years.
It's amazing that a rugby game can come down to those seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't mean it. I mean, that's just one of the situations where it is illegal. It was a penalty, but it's unfortunate.
This was the worst display from anybody representing Ireland since Pierce Brosnan's performance in Mamma Mia.
You broke my heart as an Irishman. You broke all the Irish hearts. Have you looked at that footage again and when you get into the corner?
I've looked at the footage again, yeah. Like I said, the other lady asked me as well. For me, it's one of my highlights of my career. I mean, scoring the try, coming on and scoring the winning try in the corner, it's amazing. And something that I won't forget in a couple of years to come.
Hello, is that the Sheraton Pretoria?
Yes, it is.
Can I speak to Warren Gatlin, please? It's Eddie O'Sullivan here, coach of the United States of America, so help me God.
One moment, sir. Hello?
Hiya, Warren, it's Eddie O'Sullivan here.
Eddie who?
Eddie O'Sullivan.
Eddie,
Listen,
Eddie.
I just thought I'd give you a bell to offer my condolences, you know.
Listen, Eddie, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, mate.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't have my watch on me. Listen, I thought you just fancy a little recap on the match yesterday, you know?
Not
To be
really,
fair, I
mate.
think you blew it, you know? You blew it in the first test and you certainly blew it in the second test.
Well, you know, you've right to your opinion, mate.
Yeah, I saw you talking it up, you know, in the press conference before the second test. Jesus, some irony, the fact that you're managing a team sponsored by Brains.
Yeah, well, at least I got the job, mate. At least I got the Lions job.
As I've always said, you know, you learn more from your defeats than your victories. For instance, at this stage, I'm an absolute genius.
Yeah, piss off, Eddie.
Hello? Hello? What? Shitbag.
It's not fair, though, is it? We tried our best. All we needed was 1 bit of fucking luck. We're never going to win for the Lions as long as me and you are doing this.
If John the Bull Hayes had been playing yesterday, they would have won that test. There'll be no doubt about it. If he had tackled Brian Habana, he wouldn't have been going off with a cracked head on him. It would be Brian Habana's head that would be cracked.
Like, the fans are really, really down about it, you know? I mean, they're so down. And I just kind of think, look, it's not that bad, you know? 2 down, 1 to play. Still all to play for.
Oh yeah, I'd just like to say, as a Connacht fan, I'm totally sick of being ignored, right? So what I'd like to say is this.
Peter de Villiers might be many things. Sophisticated isn't a word I'd use with Peter de Villiers.
It can be very witty, it can be very boring, and sometimes insulting.
I'm a God-given talent. I'm the best ever that I can be. So what you think don't bothers me. I know what I am, and I don't care a damn. What I would love, people, is just to stand up and take it on the chin and say, well done, South Africa. Well done for what you've achieved in the series. And well done to everybody out there, like we did in 1997.
Peter, congratulations on winning
Thank you,
the
my
series.
man.
I'm
You're
an
the
Irish
first
man.
one. Oh,
I'm an
well
Irish
done.
man. Congratulations on winning the series.
Rugby is a contact sport, and so is dancing. Why don't we all go to the nearest ballet shop, get some nice tutus, get a great dancing show going on, no eye gouging, no tackling, no nothing, and then we all enjoy it.
I've decided to issue each lion with their own pair of protective eyewear in order to eliminate any further chance of gouging. Work your way through those, Mr. Burger.
Joining me now on ChaseTheLions.com is esteemed broadcaster and RT legend Bill O'Hurley.
Hold on a sec now. I've been 40 years presenting live television. I'm RT's most experienced broadcaster, so I don't know who the hell you think you are presenting this. I'll present this item, thanks very much.
Sorry about that, Bill.
All right, if I can turn to you, first of all, Hector, and ask you, what exactly are yourself and the other muckhead Cooper doing down here?
Can I ask you, Bill?
Yeah.
What are you doing down here?
Well, I was asked to come down and play in a golf charity event, which I was more than happy to do. I like the golf, and I certainly like the charity.
What sort of charity was it?
I can't remember the charity, but I got paid a feckin' fortune, I can tell you.
Would you do much of that work?
Oh, I do. That's where I make my living, really. Charity is where it's at. In tight times, I can tell you, make an absolute fortune.
Good, Dennis, good. Watch out. All right. Right, boys, move that car out of the way there, lads. Cheers, lads. Well, Mr. Donaldson, this is Soweto, one of the most famous townships in the world.
Yes, I'm well aware that Soweto is a very famous township. What's your point, Mr. Hooker?
Well, the point
you
is,
have brought me here on this trip.
Yeah, but the point is we're here and it's not dangerous and you can come here and embrace the township. And
I'm well aware it's not dangerous. Sure, look at the place. It's absolutely paradise. Listen, if these people want to see it tough, if these people want to see what a really hard life is, they should walk down to Belfast Street at 11 o'clock at night, or they should go to the Shankill area of Belfast.
What about Mr. Mandela lived around the corner?
Mr. Mandela, so what? This is Bishop Tutu's house, his first house, his first residence. Sure, look at it, palatial.
But what Mandela spent most of his
Nelson Mandela, my backside.
most of his life.
First 25 years in prison. Who cares? We all have our crosses to bear. Jesus Christ, get over it. Ulster says no. Soweto says, who cares?
That's incredible.
Hector, come on, let's get out of here.
Come on, right, Berkey, good to see you. That Donaldson guy's completely lost it, man.
Hop in.
Let's go. Hit it, Berkey.
Ulster!
Hey, have a nice time in Soweto, yeah.
Wait. Hector!
Hey.
Mr. O'Hagáin! Mr. O'Hagáin! Mr. O'Hagáin, wait, please. I didn't mean what I said about Soweto. I don't really want to stay here. Help! Rule number 1, right? In South Africa, you have to remember that the rules are different to anywhere else in the world, right? So there's the ball on the ground. You forget about the ball, and you stick your 2 fingers into this fella's eye. That's lesson number 1, eye gouging. Right, come on, go back in the line there. Now, lesson number 2 is the spear tackle. Now, this fella here, what's your name? Good man. The spear tackle is the ball is down there, you forget about the ball, and you drive him into the ground. You drop him into the ground, you drive him into the ground. And last but not least is the headbutt. Right, come out to me here again, you fella. The ball is down there, forget about the ball altogether, and you headbutt. Bang! Into the nose, okay? Are you happy with me? Yeah. That's how you play rugby in South Africa.
Listen, Hector, they have Heineken in here.
Listen,
They can't look at night.
they have beer. This is a she-bean. Come on. If you want to drink, follow me. Come on, Berkey.
She-bean?
You have to do what the locals do.
You look a she-bean in Connemore.
This is a she-bean. This is where the locals drink. Get in
They
there.
don't speak Irish here.
Get in, I'll show you. Can I have a Hansa, please? Berkey.
What are you drinking
What's
here?
this? That's Hansa. Hansa,
What's the
look.
local beer here? Yeah, okay, come on, the Heineken.
Yesu sichabasa South Africa, South Africa.
Sorry?
Yes?
It's 300 pounds.
Yeah,
300
one
grand?
second, 1 second.
300 grand?
No, 300 grand. Listen, you sort that out because I haven't, Berkey, I have no cash in it.
Well, I'm pant argent, pal. Pant argent.
Well, you want to sort it out quick because if we've no cash, we're out of here. Quick. See if she take
absolutely no cash.
See if she take it.
Sorry, there's no hail in the water around here. Sorry, did you take later?
No, just cash.
Right, okay.
Let's get out of here.
See ya.
Quick.
In South Africa, our land.
That was superb. Thank you.
Well, there's no question about it. This has been a very, very tough test series. And as we look towards Saturday, our latest bill of health is as follows. Tommy Bowe, injured elbow. Brian O'Driscoll, concussion. Jamie Roberts, injured wrist. Ronan O'Gara, injured eye. Adam Jones, dislocated shoulder. Gethin Jenkins, broken head.
Colin Murray here from RTE Television Sport, about to go into the press conference where the Lions will announce the team for the 3rd test in Johannesburg. Well, the mood here is one of anticipation and, of course, apathy. In fact, who gives a goddamn shit?
John Smith. is brilliant.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic captain.
It was 2 tight test matches. We've worked hard for the victory, but we know we've been up against some tough opponents. And I think it's a series that every single one of our players will remember for the rest of his life.
Never gets flustered. He'll always ask you a question at the appropriate time. He just picks the right moment.
Colin Murray from RT Television Sport. Do you prefer winning or losing?
Well, I do prefer winning. Yeah. I don't like losing. I never have done.
Well, why the fuck do you keep losing then?
Hey, John. How are you getting on? Hector.
Are you well?
Pleased to meet you. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. No,
I actually did have a look at it.
Did you see it?
It was
Did you see
phenomenal.
We've been following you for weeks in this.
How tidy are you guys
have
inside?
a quick look
eh?
inside. Look in there. This is the future of rugby, John. Do you know who's been in here? Gary Teichmann, Joel Stransky, Bobby Skinstad,
That
all
is
the legends.
phenomenal.
All the legends. And now I'm going to ask you to sign this. Sign it up there now.
Where would you like it?
Series winning captain.
This is a privilege for me.
She's gone Cape Town, Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg. Only the accelerator cable broke. But listen, quick question. Congratulations on winning. I'm an Irishman and I know Paul O'Connell well. Have you spoken to him? Because it's tough being a Lions captain and losing a series.
Yeah, it is, and he's such a competitor with such a great history as well. So he's a great man, and I think we've had a few chats in between the 2 tests, but it's always a bit difficult because there's always that third one looming. But I'm looking forward to our function afterwards where we can finally sit down, have a few beers, and hopefully they would have flown in a bit of Guinness for the boys as well.
Sometimes the public have a go at him and they underestimate him, but he's a great captain. He has the ability to pull. You know, in South Africa we've got quite a vast different cultures. You got Afrikaans, you got the English, then you got the black side of things. So you got to put it all together and you mould a team.
Sure.
So he's got a hard job. It's as hard as McGeechan's got with all you Irish and Welsh.
You've won the World Cup, but you've won Tri-Nations. Is this the icing on the cake now as a captain to beat the Lions? And
Yeah, I sort of said to someone earlier, you wake up trying to pitch yourself because how fortunate we've been. So it's a great moment, and I'm really happy that it's come to this.
I have 2 T-shirts for you. These are 3 lads, you probably know them, from Moss O'Leary, and that's Jerry Flannery, Alan Quinlan. They never came. So this T-shirt, I want you to stay playing rugby and come to Ireland to face the Grand Slam champions, you the world champions. Absolutely. If you score a try, have this under your Springbok jersey.
And I'll take my jersey off like a soccer player.
And I'll tell you one thing, you become a legend in Ireland.
I can't take my shirt off without having a shirt underneath because everyone will see the size of my stomach.
Well, listen, and there's another T-shirt we got made up.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's the 2 of you. But listen, we've had great memories. You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
I'm sorry.
This was the toughest week ever for an Irishman in Johannesburg.
It's been a great series, and it could have gone either way, which is good for the game.
There it is. John Smith, legend.
I think there's some pride at stake for both sides, but you must expect that the Springboks will go out on Saturday and try and make it 3-0, and I don't expect anything else of them.
I think it would technically be a successful tour if they won 1 test.
Joining me back in the Lion Chaser is marauding Toulouse forward and Irish legend Trevor Brennan.
Asante, Hector.
Trevor, that's healed up well.
It's healing up well till I fell out of the shower this morning.
And banged it again. It must be the altitude that's healing that.
Altitude.
They've had no luck. What's your view of the whole tour?
Oh, well, I think it's really you, Hector. You know, everywhere you go, they seem to do bad. You went to New Zealand, they fucking got hammered. You went out to France, and Ireland got hammered. Now you come over here to South Africa, we get fucking hammered. They have to ban you from these tours. That's it, full stop.
I'm joined now by a couple of Irish fans outside Coca-Cola Park, lads. It's been a tough week in Johannesburg. I've been depressed. I had to go to a psychiatrist. What do you think of the game today?
Today, Lions go there. I'm not too sure, but not the last 2 tests, so...
A lot of changes.
A lot of injuries, a lot of changes. Tommy Bowe in the centre, though, will do it, you know?
You think so?
Yeah, you will.
Where are you from?
Dublin.
Give me a score, give me a prediction.
I don't know, 50-0. I don't support rugby, I'm just here on the piss, so...
10 minutes to go to kick off for the final final test match, lads. The buzz is here, the anticipation is here. It's the best stadium I've seen so far on tour. My head says the Springbok, my heart says the Lions. But I'll tell you one thing, they're going to get stuck into them. It's going to be a battle, lads, a battle.
And the Lions certainly look up for this third test. A great start by them. And Jamie Heaslip bursting through, and he offloads wonderfully to Shane Williams with the opening try for the Lions. And Stephen Jones heads the points. And Shane Williams going up the wing, and another try.
Half-time at the Coca-Cola Stadium, lads. Shane Williams getting for 2 tries. Bad move. Simon Shaw needed lad in the back. He's on yellow carded. Sin bin. The score is 15-6 as we go into half-time. We could be on the brink of our first ever Lions victory on Chase the Lions and Chase the Lions. Hang on, man. I'm talking to the television here. Say hello.
And the Lions under pressure now. But here comes hEochagáin with an interception. And he's running the length of the field. And surely now the box will not come back from this.
Interception! The Lions have taken it! That's the score we needed, lads! H'eochagáin! 20 points to 6! Springbok on the 5-yard! Interception! It's there you have it! 26 under the post!
And Stephen Jones puts the game beyond doubt with another penalty.
No luck in the first 2 tests. Everything went against them. And today they showed it. Maybe the Boks were too cocky, too many changes on their side. But the Lions were brilliant. From the moment they set off, Martin Williams, Heaslip was immense. Shane Williams got in for 2 tries. The forwards were brilliant. Paul O'Connell played his best game. The Lions have a victory, 28-9. We go home happy.
Oh, it was incredible. Oh, Jamie Heaslip was definitely man of the match. They should never get into Shane Williams. Jamie Heaslip was awesome.
St. Patrick, did you bless them this morning?
I blessed them all, all of them.
What did you say to them?
I said, winners.
I believe the spectators make this to a big success. You sit in a stadium and you almost feel like you're not playing it down.
It's a big thing in rugby, the tradition of it and the history of it. It's not something that happens that often. So it was a massive honour for us.
I think the Lions like touring in South Africa. I think they like coming here because it's a sport that we love in this country.
Obviously, it's a great privilege to be picked for the Lions, because that is the goal for a rugby player.
4 nations and players from 4 different countries. It's very unique.
Do you get close to the Lions?
Hello, Geach. Yeah,
What's the future for the Lions tour?
Disaster. Failure. Forget it. It's a done deal.
I think it's the best brand ever to tour South Africa. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God, to get home. Shut up!
Hey, and we wanted to call it the Irish and British Lions, you know what I mean? What do you think of the great Brian O'Driscoll, the greatest rugby player to ever take a ball into his hand? Who's that, sorry? Are your son's hands as big as these?
Skulk was merely trying to go for the ball. The eyeball.
Leinster!
I think we've got some new fans.